5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 478 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Thirsty Thursday. Another day here in the arena, guys. But you know what? It is one of the most special days of all time. Of course, for me personally. We'll get to that here in a second. But we have Major League Baseball opening day. I know we had Yankees, Giants opening day yesterday. I don't know if anyone read the Sharp Report for VSiN.com or, of course, followed the ASG Best Bet picks on Juice Reel, but did play the Yankees. Nice little 7-0 win there. Good off to a good start. And there is a system play that I like on opening day, taking opening day favorites. Chalk tends to do very, very well on opening day. Since 2005, when you are the favorite on opening day, 193 and 115, 63%, 6% ROI. So it's kind of like, hey, everything is starting brand new. Usually the chalk has the better starting pitcher, rested bullpen, better position players. You tend to see chalk do well. So we'll get to that here in a second because I do have one Major League Baseball play for you today, guys. It's that chalk system. It's got a really good bet split, and it's personally very, very important to me. Again, I'm bearing the lead. I think you might know what I'm about to get to here in a second. But aside from opening day, we got the return of March Madness. So we do have a 4-pack of Sweet 16 games. Guys, I got plays on all 4 games. We got a bunch of dogs. I got a favorite. We got some sharp line moves. We got some good sharp mush edges and rhythm advantages. We'll go through all of the March Madness games for tonight, as well as a baseball play. So usually I say, hey, 3-pack, let's try to go 2-1. We got a 5-pack today. We're living large. So let's see if we can go 3-2 and eke out a winning day. Now, before we get to MLB, before we get to college basketball, I'm back, baby. I'm back, and you know what? I am a dad. I'm a father. I told you guys this before, but I kind of said, hey, I'll be, hopefully being a dad here somewhat soon as we finish up the pod last week. Went into the hospital on Friday, and my wife was an absolute champ, was an incredible, I can't even tell you the range of emotions and seeing her go through labor. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But we now have a very, very beautiful, absolutely an angel, beautiful, amazing, healthy, which is the most important, baby girl. And her name is Margot Appelbaum, like Margot Robbie, Margot with a T. But that's one of the names where, throughout the 9 months, there'd be a name that I liked that my wife didn't like, or a name that she liked that I didn't like. And we kind of settled on Margot. We were watching a movie, Margot Robbie was in it, and we were like, oh, I kind of like that name. Oh, I kind of like that name too. And it's a little old school, somewhat rare. So we now have a baby girl, and she is now 5 days old. She was born on Saturday, March 21st at 6:44 p.m., weighing 8 pounds, 1 ounce, and measuring 20.5 inches. So it was absolutely just the most incredible journey of my life. I tell you what, guys, there was before Margot, and now there's after Margot, because, everyone tells you, hey, your life changes when you become a parent. I've only been a parent for going on 5 days now, but it is just absolutely incredible. I tell you what, just some observations. Those of you who have kids, you'll be like, okay, maybe this brings back some either good or bad memories, and maybe you have some tips you always want to shoot my way. You can always send me a direct message on Twitter at Josh_insights. But here's a couple things that I've kind of just felt so far. Overcome with emotion. My mom and dad and my in-laws both visited us right after Margot was born. And when I saw my parents walk through that door, it was just the tears started flowing, man. I can't describe it. Just absolutely incredible. And now I'm in that incredible part of life where I am now a parent, but I still have my parents. So I'm in that middle stage, and if I go any deeper out, I'm going to start crying on the pod, because I tell you what, it's been a whirlwind here. But my parents stayed with us the first night, really helped us out. My mom holding her, and even my dad. We watched the Bruins game together, and he held her. Absolutely incredible. And then my in-laws, my mother-in-law came over yesterday, finally gave me some sleep. She's been incredible. So, and obviously, just my wife is the hero here. Seeing what she went through. There was a moment there where the baby was coming, and she's like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. It hurts so much. She's crying. And I'm like, you got this, babe. And I held her hand. She squeezed my hand. I felt like I was a coach, like she was Rocky, and I was the trainer there on the side cheering her on, but she did it. She made me so proud. She gave us our angel. So it's just unbelievable. But I will tell you a couple things that are interesting. Again, 5 days in. Number one, my nieces, when they were born, like, I don't want to change their diaper. And even my dad told me this, and I remember him saying it. When it's your kid, it's really not a big deal. So changing Margot's diapers, not a big deal. We're now very happy every time she poops. We have a chart where we put the time when we start feeding her. And then every time she poops, we write it down, or pees. We try to get her, as much milk as possible. So right now the goal is just surviving and putting on weight. So that's been the two main focuses here right now. I will tell you the only difficult thing, guys. Again, this is I love being a dad so far. It's amazing. It's even brought me and my wife closer, which is awesome. The only thing that's been a struggle is the sleep. I must admit to you, my whole life I've been a night owl. I like staying up late, watching games. This has been my life forever. Sleeping in, till 9, 10 a.m. every morning. That's my life. Go to bed at midnight, 1 a.m., wake up at 9, 10 a.m. Well, it's been a difficult transition here, basically getting far less sleep. We had a really difficult night the second night where it was funny. The first day she was born, we spent 2 days in the hospital. She's an angel. She's in her bassinet. We pick her up. She's nice and quiet, making giggles. Like, it's just perfect. Night number, or actually I should say the first night that we ended up bringing her home, which was her either second or third night, it was just really difficult because she just would not stop crying. We changed her diaper. We burped her. We carried her, held her, sang songs to her, walked around, bounced with her. Nothing we did stopped her from crying. And there was a point, and me and my wife stayed up all night. We got literally zero sleep. I'm not joking with you. It's not like we got a 15-minute nap. There was zero sleep. So there was one point in the night where, like, I'm at my wit's end. My wife's at her wit's end. Again, she just went through a car crash in her body, basically. So she's just trying to recover anyway. But we're basically looking at each other. It's like 3 a.m. We're both dying to go to sleep, but we can't go to sleep because we can't leave this baby alone. And we can't, we got to find a way to help her stop crying and go to bed. So we didn't sleep all night, but we did make it through the night. And then my mother-in-law came over and she held the baby for like 3 hours, and me and my wife slept for 3 hours. And I tell you what, guys, when you're just a regular person and you get 3 hours of sleep, you're dead, you're a zombie. And again, I'm telling you this because this is my experience, but if you're a parent, you might probably know what I'm talking about. When you get 3 hours of sleep after not sleeping at all, that's the best freaking 3 hours of sleep you're ever going to have. So I'm feeling a little bit rejuvenated. We've had such great support from our family and our parents, and it's a whole new world for me because I am now a dad. So it's pretty incredible. I want to thank everybody. I tweeted out a photo at Josh_insights, and I got so many people giving me these incredible messages of support and congratulations. That means so much to me, guys. I really I try to like every message. I try to message people back. If I haven't, please don't take offense. It's been crazy, but just posting a photo and seeing the engagement, the feedback, the support from all you out there, I really thank you so much. It really means so much to me. So I could go on all day about my new baby girl, who I am already deeply in love with, but we do have some sports betting to talk about. So I just want to mention one thing, guys. Now that I'm a dad, things are a little bit different. So, maybe the podcast, there'll be a day where there isn't a podcast, or there's a podcast that is super early in the morning or super late in the day. Don't be alarmed. I gotta take care of my daughter here. So, if something comes up where, there isn't a pod that day, don't freak out. We just got to make sure that we keep the main thing, if you know what I'm saying. But I will tell you this, I'm excited to get back into sports betting because it's something that I love. Now, obviously, Margot and my wife are number one always, but when you miss betting, you go a couple days without it, you get excited to come back into the arena. So now betting for me, I don't know if I'll be able to, prior to Margot, I watched every game that I bet on. I would stat track them all. I might be missing some games here, so there might be games where I don't get to sweat, or I put in the bet and wake up in the morning and check the score and see how it went. But again, this is progressing in life. Things change. You got to roll with the punches. But hopefully we can continue to cash some tickets here in the post Margot era. So let's get after it, guys. With that being said, waste no further time, let's talk about these March Madness games here for tonight. Now, want to mention, as always, thank you to those of you who tuned into the Rhythm Rundown yesterday. Myself, my buddy Kate Harper, once again, did the rundown for Rhythm on twitter.com. Again, we streamed it live. But we went through all the games, all the Sweet 16 games. So if you tuned in, you might know where my plays are for today. If not, maybe this is new to you. But let's go through each game individually, and I'll give you all the plays here that I'll be sweating. So first one on the board, let's go to a 7-10 tip here. We got Texas playing Purdue. Texas comes in 21-14 on the year. They are the 11 seed, barely made the tournament, and they've won a couple games outright as a dog. They just beat the Zags 74-68 in the second round, winning outright as a 6-point neutral site dog. Meanwhile, Purdue 29-8 on the year. They are the 2 seed, just took down Miami 79-69 in the second round, covered as an 8-point neutral site favorite. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened mostly Purdue minus 7.5, neutral court 7.5 point favorite. And the public is kind of leaning Texas. It's not the trendiest of all-time dogs, but right now you're getting a little bit close to like 55% of spread bets at DraftKings going Texas, and I get it. They've been winning all these games outright, so might as well take the points, take the 7.5. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though about 55% of spread bets are on Texas, this line isn't down to 7 or 6.5. If you look closely, the juice liability is actually on Purdue. Purdue is minus 7.5, around minus 115, and some books are even keep creeping up toward minus 8. So this looks to me like a bit of a fade the trendy dog play. Public leaning Texas, but juice and movement toward Purdue. We get to the splits. They look pretty good on the Boilermakers. Purdue is getting 46% or 45% of spread bets, 61% of spread dollars at DK. Go over to Circa, 51% of spread bets, 60% of spread dollars. So juice movement and liability toward Purdue. Low bets, higher dollars at DK and Circa on Purdue. Ken Palm has Purdue winning by 8 points, 82-74. So not the biggest edge in the world, but you get minus 7.5. Purdue wins by 8. Hey, we'll cash that ticket and cover that number. Now Purdue has the better offensive efficiency, first in the country versus 15th for Texas. Better effective field goal percentage, 9th versus 71st. Better offensive rebound percentage, 19th versus 39th. Better three-point shooting, 8th versus 129th. Better defensive efficiency, 33rd versus 81st. And Purdue commits fewer turnovers on offense. They take better care of the ball, 18th versus 73rd. So, public's leaning Texas a bit, but movement liabilities on Purdue. I'm going to fade this trendy dog, guys. I got Purdue minus 7.5. Rhythm, by the way, has 2 recommended models, or actually all 3 on Purdue, but 2 of them have Purdue minus 7.9 and minus 8.1. But the minus 8.1 is a green star recommended play. So anytime I get all of my models and recommendations lined up on one side with at least one green star, that's always a good sign. Also, we have a 9%, nothing crazy, but a 9% sharp mush edge from our friends at Juice Reel, also on Purdue. So add it all up, guys. I'm actually going to fade Texas. I know I've seen on Twitter a lot of people love Texas in the points here, but I'm going to stay true to the data. Lean on Rhythm and Juice Reel. I went Purdue minus 7.5, and definitely take advantage of odds boosts. I noticed there's a bunch here for MLB as well as college hoops, but I was able to boost Purdue minus 7.5, minus 115 at FanDuel to minus 7.5 plus 114. So if those boosts are available to you, why wouldn't you take it? So I'm sweating Purdue minus 7.5. Again, minus 115 is pretty much everywhere, but again, some looks like they're going 8, but plus 114, hopefully a good payout here with Purdue, fingers crossed, winning by 8 or more. Next one for you, one of my favorite bets tonight, Iowa and Nebraska, a 7:30 p.m. tip. We got Iowa coming in 23-12 on the year. They are the 9 seed, just took down Florida shockingly, 73-72 in the second round. They won outright as a 10.5 point neutral site dog. Meanwhile, Nebraska, 28-6. They are the 4 seed. Just beat Vandy, 74-72 in the second round. Won outright as a 1.5 point neutral site dog. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened with Nebraska listed around a 3-point neutral site favorite. And the public says Nebraska all day. Remember, they were undefeated, or were they 21-0 at one point, had a great start to the year. They have the better record. They're the higher seeded team. It's a short number. So 68% of spread bets at DK are laying it with the Cornhuskers. But here's where it gets good. Even though nearly 70% are on Nebraska, Nebraska didn't move up -3 to -4. They've actually fallen from -3 down to -1.5. So why is this line dropping toward Iowa if the public's hammering Nebraska? Tells me we got smart money, reverse line movement going in favor of the Hawkeyes. Iowa has a great bet against the public value play opportunity here because they're only getting about a third of tickets in a heavily bet nationally televised primetime game on TBS. We look at Circa. Iowa's only getting 27% of spread bets, but 69% of spread dollars. So a great low bets, higher dollar split on Iowa from our friends out in the desert, the Sharps at Circa. Iowa has the better offensive efficiency, 25th versus 51st for Nebraska. Better effective field goal percentage, 18th versus 27th. Better free throw shooting, 39th versus 75th. Better offensive rebound percentage, 171st versus 311th. And they force more turnovers on defense, 15th versus 41st. So I'm going Iowa here. It's kind of a blueprint play for me. Public's hammering Nebraska, but the line's dropping to Iowa. I got Iowa plus 2.5, -112 at Bally Bet a few days ago. I don't know if anyone read the Sharp report that I wrote. It was kind of an early Sharp report a few days ago. But at the time, Iowa was 2.5, so I jumped on that. Maybe you're also holding a 2.5. If not, you still can get a 2 at Caesars, but a lot of books are 1.5. But we do have a 9% Sharp Mush edge from our friends at Juice Reel on Iowa. So I went Iowa plus 2.5. At least try to get the plus 2. If not, plus 1.5. Hopefully it won't matter. It would be nice if Iowa won this game straight up. Let's go Iowa. Next one for you. Arkansas, Arizona. This is the largest spread of the night, and I'm taking the dog in the points here. So let's set the stage. We got Arkansas coming in 28-8 on the year. They are the 4 seed, just outlasted High Point 94-88 in the second round. Did not cover, though, as a 12.5 point neutral site favorite. Meanwhile, Zona, 34-2, the 1 seed, just took down Utah State 78-66. They did cover as an 11.5 point neutral site favorite. So what have we seen across the market here? This game opened with Arizona listed as high as a 9.5 point neutral site favorite. And all movement liability has been downward toward Arkansas because Arizona opened -9.5. They're down to -8.5. And actually some shops are showing -8. Some shops even got down to 7.5. So all movement liability open to current has been toward Arkansas. So I want to take Arkansas on the points here based on this line move. Again, when you get to this time of year, these lines are really sharp. So if you're moving a point, 1.5, even 2 points, the 9.5 to 7.5 at some shops, that's a pretty big number. It's almost like an NFL playoff game with a 1 or 1.5 point line move. It tells me a lot of money came in this case in favor of Arkansas. Now, Arkansas is a classic dog who can score system match, 90 points per game. So can they win this game? I don't know, but I like their chances of keeping it close because they can score a lot. Therefore, they can increase the chances of backdoor covering or keeping pace. I got a great coach stat for you. Coach Cal, John Calipari. John Calipari in this spot has been really good. He's gone 12-3 against the spread in his career in Sweet 16 games. He's also been excellent as a NCAA tournament underdog. It almost reminds me of the Mike Tomlin dog system, even though we can't sweat that this year because he's taking a year off. But Calipari is 8-2 against the spread, winning 7 of those games outright as an NCAA tournament dog. And Calipari is also 7-0 against the spread as a March Madness dog of 4 points or more at Kentucky and Arkansas. And if you layer in some of Calipari's UMass days, like, I was born in 1987, so I'm 38 years old, but I do, vaguely remember when UMass made the Final Four in 1996. So what was I, 6, 7, 8? I was 9 years old. So if you go back to his UMass days, he's got some even better dog stats. So the combination of the line going Arkansas plus these Calipari great dog stats makes me even more confident here to go with Arkansas on the points. Arkansas is the better effective field goal percentage, 15th versus 44th. Better free throw shooting, 10th versus 44th. Better three-point shooting, 10th versus 44th. Better free throw shooting, 81st versus 170th. And they don't turn it over as much on offense. They actually rank first in the country at fewest turnovers versus 77th for Zona. Lastly, Arkansas, you can get them plus 8.5 across the market here. Again, shop around because there are some 8s as well. But Rhythm has Arkansas plus 7.5. So if Rhythm's got a 7.5 and we can still get an 8.5, Hopefully that's a good sharp angle there to go Razorbacks. So I did go Razorbacks plus 8.5. Last March Madness game for tonight, before we got 4 more for tomorrow. Illinois, Houston. This one is a very sharp line freeze. So Illinois comes in 26-8 on the year. They are the 3 seed. Just beat up on VCU 76-55 in the second round. Covered as a 12.5 point neutral site favorite. Meanwhile, Houston 30-6. They are the 2 seed. Just beat up on Texas A&M 88-57 in the second round. Easily covered as a 10 point neutral site favorite. So what have you seen across the market here? Well, this game opened Houston a 2.5 point home favorite. Or sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. They're a 2.5 point neutral site favorite, but this game's actually being played in Houston. So they're a quasi home team, basically. What's notable to me is that everyone and their mother is on Houston. It's a short number. Houston's got the better seeding, better record, and Houston is basically playing at home. So the crowd will be very, very friendly toward them. If you remember that Miami, Ohio game in the first 4, that was in their backyard. And if you remember the crowd, they were like insane crowd support for Miami, Ohio. So I think the public is thinking, hey, it's a home game. It's a short number. Take Houston. Don't even think about it. Now, early in the week, we did see this line get up a bit toward the Cougars. They went from -2.5 to get to as high as -3.5. But since that time, there's been nothing but buyback on Illinois. So Illinois has gotten back down to +2.5. A lot of books are juicing up the Illinois side, and I do see one book that's down to 2. So this line is really, really trending hard back toward Illinois. Illinois is a great contrarian play. Illinois is only getting 32% of spread bets in a heavily bet game. You look at Circa, 35% bets, but nearly 50% dollars. Here's where it gets even better. Ken Palm, he has Houston winning, but only by 1 point, 72-71. So if you can get a 2.5 on Illinois, really not a bad play at all. Illinois, better offensive efficiency, 2nd versus 10th for Houston. Better effective field goal percentage, 34th versus 139th. Better offensive rebound percentage, 3rd versus 26th. Better 3-point shooting, 115th versus 125th. And better free throw shooting. Got to make your free throws, 12th versus 28th. Lastly, dog who can score system match. The Illini average 85 points per game. Houston 78 points per game, but hopefully you can keep pace here. So if Houston is the better team, it's a short number, and they have this great home court advantage. Why is the line going back toward Illinois, even though everyone is betting Houston? Tells me we got a really sharp play here to back Illinois. I jumped on Illinois a little bit earlier. Actually, I think I played them last night when they were still +3.5, -118 at Bally Bet. They're down to 2.5, so 2.5 is probably your best number. But to give you a little more confidence, Illinois, if you look at Rhythm, all 3 Rhythm models are recommending Illinois, and Rhythm has Illinois +1.2. So if you can still get that 2.5, not a bad edge there. Lastly, a 13% sharp mush edge from our friends at Juice Reel on the Illini. So I'm going Illinois. Again, got a 3.5. Looks like now your best number is 2.5. So Purdue -7.5. Iowa +2.5. Arkansas +8.5. Illinois +3.5, +2.5. Let's get some dogs to bark, and let's get Purdue to cover this number. So 4 bets. Let's try to get at least 2 of these. Now, Major League Baseball, because baseball is back. I know everyone's excited, but I do have 1 bet for you. And it is a game that I must admit involves a little sentimentality for me, but it's not just a home play. There is a good data-driven reason to bet this game. So it is the Boston Red Sox playing the Cincinnati Reds. Opening day at Cincinnati. The Red Sox are throwing Garrett Crochet, so stud lefty here, facing off against Andrew Abbott. Crochet last year went 18-5 with a 2.59 ERA. Abbott was really good too, 10-7, 2.87 ERA. Here's my reasoning for going Red Sox. Number 1, not a huge line move play. They open around -150. They've hovered around -155, -160. Little bit of movement. Nothing huge. Mostly the lines kind of stayed the same in the 150-ish range with Boston. But if we look over at Circa, Circa is showing on the money line for the Red Sox only 48% of money line bets, but 85% of money line dollars. So that's my first indicator with Boston. If it was Cincinnati, 48%, 85% dollars, then the homer play would be a legit homer play, and I'd be going against a lot of my philosophies. But the Red Sox, 48% bets, 85% dollars. Tells me the bigger, sharper wagers are going with the Red Sox. Red Sox are also an interleague favorite. Interleague favorite, non-division favorite, lack of familiarity typically benefits the quote-unquote better team. Played the Yankees last night. That was an interleague favorite system match. We also have a favorite low total. If you're getting down on a favorite, you really want to get a favorite in a game with a total of 8 or less, because the fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from quote-unquote that better team. Also, this chalk system, opening day favorites. They do very, very well historically. Again, Yankees came through last night. They're now 194 and 115, 63%, 6% ROI, dating all the way back since 2005. So we've tended to see these chalk favorites do well in the first game of the year. If you've been betting every opening day favorite since 2005, the year I graduated high school, you would be up around $2,000. $100 better would be up around $2,000. Lastly, and this is the sentimental part of it, when I found out I was having a baby, and we knew somewhat early it was a girl, I bought my daughter, who I didn't know at the time, hadn't met her yet, and didn't have a name yet, and didn't know anything about her other than she's coming somewhere in March. I bought her a Red Sox onesie, and today for opening day, my wife's been doing an incredible job, putting on her clothes and picking out her outfits. And I said, you know what? Today's opening day, and I made sure the wife was okay with it. Can I put Margot's Red Sox onesie on? So we put it on her. She looks absolutely just so cute and beautiful and gorgeous. And I'm going to, for the first time in my life, pinch me. I'm going to hold my daughter in my hands. She's wearing a Red Sox onesie, and we're going to sweat Red Sox minus 155. So that's kind of the Homer sentimental angle for me, but I hope you guys know it's not just Homer sentimental. We got a good bet split. We have a low total. We have an interleague favorite. We got Crochet on the bump. We have an opening day chalk system play that is 6% ROI since 2005. Lastly, I got a really good profit boost. Take advantage of these guys. All these baseball games, before you bet it, go to like promos and see what is available to you, because I looked at FanDuel, and FanDuel is offering a 50% profit boost on any MLB game for today. So I took the Red Sox minus 155 down to minus 106. So, why wouldn't you take advantage of these profit boosts? They're there. And again, the books want your business. So if you like a game, take advantage. So I'm technically holding Red Sox minus 106, but again, it's minus 155 in the market. Let's go Red Sox. So that about does it for episode 478 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up, and I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, out of your personal lives. Now with a kid, I know things are much crazier. So if you're out there and you have a child, congrats. And also, I have a whole new respect for moms in general. My mom, my wife, my sister who has 2 kids, my grandmother. Unfortunately, she passed, but whole new respect for the women out there going through the whole childbirth situation. It is not easy, and 9 months of going through morning sickness and all that. For my wife, it was all day sickness. Also want to, of course, shout out any nurses or doctors out there. They were so amazing to us at the hospital. With that being said, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me every day, even taking some days off when I'm not available. But I really appreciate it, guys. So if you want to help me grow the pod, please give it a 5-star review. You can also click the follow button, recommend the pod to a friend. You can retweet the pod or give it a like when I put it out on Twitter at Josh_insights. Any or all of those things would be very much appreciated. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on what the numbers are saying, not what our bias is telling us. If you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or you have someone who could use some data-driven tips, or you just want to support the pod, I would love for you to buy one of my books. Go to Amazon.com, type in the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook or the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. Grab one or both, bring them to the sports book. I'll sign them for you. I'll buy a beer or a ginger ale, and we'll sweat some March Madness and some baseball together. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. They're going to help you win. Rhythm actually has not only March Madness recommendations right now, but they have MLB live in the app, so check it out. But give Rhythm a download. You can use start25 promo code for 25% off for great AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Then Juice Reel. Juice Reel is another great app that you should download. You can sync up your sportsbook, get a running report card of your action. You can get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, sharp mush indicators, arbitrage plays, shop for the best line futures. You can also support the pod by signing up to get the ASG best bet picks exclusively. Only place you can find them other than listening to the pod would be getting them on Juice Reel. It costs $4.99 a week. $5. You get every play as soon as I make it. Again, you could say I'm selling picks, which I guess you could make the case for. I look at it as a tip jar. The pod's free. Support the pod. Get the plays early. Beat some closing lines by getting those ASG best bet picks on Juice Reel. So download Rhythm, download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Next, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you really, really need one because the live odds is going to make your life so much easier. Not that it's easier to cash a bet. It's technically easier just because you're getting a better feel for the market, but cashing a ticket is never easy. But it just makes, how should I put it? It makes handicapping a game so much better because you're dialed into the betting market, showing you every game, the opening lines, the current odds, seeing which direction the line has moved, identifying the juice, pulling up the line history, identifying late steam. Like as I was doing the Rhythm rundown last night with my buddy Cade Harper, I'll give you a little tease. There was a play that was highly rated on Tennessee for tomorrow, Tennessee plus 4.5. As we're doing the live stream, I noticed my Odds Logic live odds page, a bunch of books were getting down to Tennessee plus 4, plus 3.5. So because of that, I said, I better bet this thing now. So I got the 4.5 with Tennessee. Similar thing with Illinois. I saw those 3.5 start to fall. I said, I better get it now. Those are the ways, especially shopping for the best number, that you can, again, cash a ticket, hopefully using Odds Logic. So if you want to download Odds Logic, all you got to do is go to oddslogic.com/Josh123. That's going to give you a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month of service. Next, Profit X. You guys ever heard of Profit X? I recently teamed up with Profit X. They are a sports betting exchange. You get way better numbers. You don't get limited if you start winning, unlike some other books out there. But Profit X is a betting exchange where you're going up against other bettors instead of the house, so you're getting way better juice prices. So, for example, I'm looking at the Red Sox game right now. They're minus 148 at Profit X. They're like minus 155, minus 160 everywhere else. So you get better numbers because you're going up against other bettors and not the house. So all you got to do to take advantage, if you've never heard of Profit X, go download it. You can just download, again, Profit X. And when you fund your account, put in the promo code JOSH. They're going to tack on 20% deposit match. I also tweeted out for my Twitter at Josh_insights. So the pinned tweet at the top, you can also download it there. So that about does it for episode 478 of the ASG pod. Getting back into the swing of things. I missed you guys, but I guess I had a pretty good excuse. I had a baby being born. But as always, guys, I'll leave you with 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plain Ridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or the Nash in my neck of the woods in Massachusetts on the border of New Hampshire, or of course out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays, jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa. Wherever it may be, you're going to walk up to me, you're going to show me a Yankees ticket. I'm a Red Sox fan, but you got to play it if it's sharp. So those of you who read the Sharp Report or saw the best bet on the ASG best bets page on Juice Reel on the Yankees, show me a Yankees ticket. First one's on me, next one's on you. We'll post about the book, so that Sharp Contrarian plays all night long. So as always, guys, coming off a winning night, a losing night, a great hot streak, a terrible cold streak, whether we're up or down, whether things are going our way or we can't catch a break, we just got to stick with the model, stick with the blueprint. Disciplined bankroll management and playing the system matches. Games that are against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So thank you everyone for listening. It's great to be back. Thank you for all the well wishes. And I got a date with my daughter because we're going to watch the Red Sox game together. And I tell you what, guys, it's a moment in life that I surely will never forget. So go Sox, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck and have a great Thirsty Thursday.